In today's story, we're diving into a fascinating tale about an 18-year-old boy who unexpectedly falls in love with a 41-year-old woman. But will this unusual love story have a happy ending? Let's find out in this gripping movie review. The story begins by introducing us to Jack, a young college student who arrives at his dad's house to spend his vacation. His dad, David, tries to strike up a conversation with him, but Jack's response is cold and distant, clearly showing there's tension between them. This moment sets the tone for what's to come. There's unresolved anger and hurt from the past. The next day, Jack is on his balcony, smoking and thinking. As he looks out, he notices a woman drying clothes in the yard. Something about her catches his eye. Intrigued, Jack sneaks down to the lawn for a closer look, peering through the bushes. Just then, David walks over and explains that the woman is Maria, the family maid, who's in her 40s. David then introduces Jack to Maria, and something begins to stir inside Jack. Jack, who has a deep passion for photography, quickly decides to take some photos of Maria. As evening falls, he heads back home, and they have a conversation. Jack opens up to Maria about his painful childhood. His mother passed away when he was young, and his father remarried, a change that hurt him deeply. This explains the rift between father and son. The following day, Jack goes out for a photography session and meets a girl who flirts with him. Despite her advances, Jack doesn't seem interested. As fate would have it, he spots Maria riding her bicycle nearby. Their eyes meet, and Jack's attention shifts back to her. He decides to ignore the girl and follows Maria home. At home, Jack starts taking more pictures of Maria, but his fascination with her grows. He sneaks into the kitchen behind her, and they talk. Maria, curious, asks why Jack came home so early instead of spending more time with the girl. Their conversation deepens, and Jack shares more about his life. Over time, Jack feels a strange connection with Maria, telling her she reminds him of his mother. Maria, in turn, opens up about her own troubled past. She reveals that at just 16, she became pregnant, only to be abandoned by her boyfriend. She gave birth to a son, but tragically, she lost him. The two of them begin to bond over their shared pain and stories of loss. Meanwhile, Jack's father, David, tries to reconcile with him, but work and personal issues keep getting in the way, leading to more arguments. David has to leave for another city for work, leaving Jack and Maria alone in the house. During this time, Maria explains to Jack how her father had always loved her, but Jack doesn't seem to understand her emotions fully and walks away. One day, Jack goes to Maria's room, where he finds photos of her that fuel his emotions further. The next morning, Jack's ex-boyfriend visits Maria, hoping to reconcile with her. Maria rejects him, and Jack listens in secret, witnessing yet another chapter of her complicated life. On Jack's birthday, Maria wishes him well and asks what he would like for the occasion. To her surprise, Jack expresses his desire for a hug, a kiss, and to spend the night with her. Maria, shocked by his request, refuses, but Jack's feelings are undeniable. He begins to make advances toward her, touching her. In a moment of distress, Maria slaps him, and just then, the doorbell rings. It's the girl Jack had met earlier, coming to meet him. We can see Maria starting to feel a bit of jealousy as Jack spends more time with someone else. It's clear that her emotions are getting more complicated as she watches him grow closer to others. The evening comes, and Jack arrives home to find Maria in tears. Concerned, he approaches her, offering comfort. They share a close moment, and Jack's feelings for her grow stronger. But as things start to heat up, Maria suddenly pulls back. She feels conflicted, wanting to be open with Jack about the age difference between them, explaining that she is 40 and he is just 18. In her mind, their connection doesn't have a future. But Jack isn't ready to accept that, and their emotions take over. They share an intimate moment. The next morning, Maria is busy in the kitchen when Jack, still feeling the weight of their connection, finds himself drawn to her once again. Just then, David arrives home and interrupts them. They scramble to cover up, and David, unaware, gives Jack a birthday gift and invites him to dinner. But Jack, frustrated, refuses. He wanted to spend the night with Maria, and the tension between father and son continues to rise. Later that night, while Jack and David share a drink, Jack confronts him about his remarriage. Jack believes his father didn't truly love his mother and remarried for selfish reasons. David, trying to explain himself, says he wanted Jack to have a better life, but Jack doesn't listen. The argument escalates, and Jack drinks more, eventually falling asleep in frustration. The next day, Jack and Maria go out, and she takes him to her home. She reveals that no one will judge them here, and Jack, overwhelmed by the connection, wonders if he's dreaming. Maria, with a mix of sadness and longing, shares that she lost her son in a tragic car accident. This deeply emotional moment brings them closer as they comfort each other. Later that night, Jack returns home, visibly happy, and David notices the change in him. They share a quiet moment of understanding, and things between them seem to improve. The next day, Jack packs his things as his vacation comes to an end. Before leaving, he shares a heartfelt goodbye with Maria, hugging her tightly and giving her a tender kiss. Then he bids farewell to his father, and they embrace, a sign that their strained relationship has healed. As Jack leaves for college, Maria returns to her home, where she shares surprising news with her mother. She's pregnant. Her mother is overjoyed at the news, and we see Maria, happy and hopeful, drying clothes in the yard again. The film ends with a glimpse of a new chapter in Maria's life, as she awaits the arrival of Jack and her baby. What did you think of this heartfelt story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll meet again in the next video.